viewers, you're watching The Savera and I'm Vidhi Joshi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressing the nation from the Red Fort on the occasion of the 79th Independence Day announced the government's intention to roll out the next generation of reforms in the goods and services tax regime. Calling it a Diwali gift to the citizens, the Prime Minister said these reforms aim to lower taxes on essential items, simplifying the overall tax structure and reduce compliance cost, especially benefiting the middle class, farmers, small businesses and the MSME sector. Emphasizing the government's commitment to building an Atmanirbhar Bharat, Modi said that the new GST reforms will focus on three core pillars, that is structural reforms, rate rationalization and ease of living.
साथियों, इस दिवाली में आपकी डबल दिवाली का काम मैं करने वाला हूं। इस दिवाली में आपको एक बहुत बड़ा तोहफा देशवासियों को मिलने वाला है। पिछले 8 साल से हमने जीएसटी का बहुत बड़ा रिफॉर्म किया। पूरे देश में टैक्स के बर्डन को कम किया, टैक्स की व्यवस्थाओं को सरल किया और 8 साल के बाद समय की मांग है कि हम एक बार उसको रिव्यू करें। हमने एक हाई पावर कमेटी को बिठा करके रिव्यू शुरू किया, राज्यों से भी विचार विमर्श किया और मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, हम नेक्स्ट जनरेशन जीएसटी रिफॉर्म्स लेकर के आ रहे हैं। ये दिवाली के अंदर आपके लिए तोहफा बन जाएंगे। सामान्य मानवीय की जरूरतों के टैक्स भारी मात्रा में कम कर दिए जाएंगे। बहुत बड़ी सुविधा बढ़ेगी। हमारे एमएसएमई, हमारे लघु उद्यमी, इनको बहुत बड़ा लाभ मिलेगा। रोजमर्रा की चीजें बहुत सस्ती हो जाएगी और उससे इकोनॉमी को भी एक नया बल मिलने वाला है।
In a statement released shortly after the Prime Minister's address, the Finance Ministry elaborated on the upcoming changes, noting that the proposals have already been sent to the group of ministers constituted by the GST Council for detailed examination and consensus building. The reforms expected to be rolled out by Diwali are aimed at simplifying the tax regime and making it more efficient, equitable and aligned with India's long-term economic goals. One of the key proposals under the reform agenda is the move towards a simplified two-slab GST rate structure, a standard rate and a merit rate. Special rates will be retained only for a select few items. This structural change is expected to provide greater clarity and consistency across sectors, while also addressing long-standing issues such as the inverted duty structure. The correction of inverted duty structures which occur when input taxes are higher than taxes on final products is expected to unlock working capital for businesses, enhance domestic value addition and make Indian exports more globally competitive. The reforms also aim to resolve classification disputes which had led to significant litigation and confusion over applicable tax rates in the past. By streamlining rate structures and classifications, the government intends to simplify compliance, minimize disputes and provide long-term certainty and predictability to taxpayers and industry stakeholders. According to the officials, this will not only ease the cost of doing business, but also support more effective businesses planning and investment decisions. Another significant aspect of the reform is the proposal to reduce taxes on goods of daily use and aspirational products in order to enhance their affordability, boost consumption, and increase accessibility for a larger section of the population. Sources indicate that one of the key proposals being considered is the elimination of the 12% GST slab, with goods currently under this bracket being reassigned to either the 5% or 18% category. This change is expected to directly impact retail prices and improve consumer sentiment, especially in low and middle income households. The end of the GST compensation cess has also opened up fiscal space for these reforms. Initially introduced to compensate states for revenue shortfalls following the GST rollout, the cess levied on luxury and sen goods was extended beyond its original 5-year term to March 2026 to repay loans raised during the pandemic. With repayment nearing completion ahead of the schedule, the central government now has greater flexibility to rationalize tax rates in a more sustainable manner. On the compliance front, the government has proposed several measures with a vision to ease the burden on taxpayers, especially small businesses and startups. GST registration is set to become more seamless, technology-driven and time-bound. The introduction of pre-filled return aims to reduce manual intervention and efforts, helping taxpayers avoid mismatches and penalties. For exporters and businesses operating under an inverted duty structure, refund processing will be made faster and fully automated, ensuring timely return of funds and easing liquidity constraints. These reforms, according to the Finance Ministry, are not merely procedural tweaks but represent deep structural changes aimed at modernizing India's indirect tax framework. The government is also aligning these reforms with broader economic priorities, including upcoming free trade agreements with developed nations, which require a more competitive and consistent domestic tax environment. With strong macroeconomic fundamentals and stabilizing GST collection, the timing of these reforms is seen as ideal for achieving long-term efficiency and growth. The group of ministers led by Bihar Deputy Chief Minister Samrat Chaudhary is currently reviewing the proposals, and further consultations are underway with state finance ministers and other stakeholders. In the true spirit of cooperative federalism, the centre has reiterated its commitment to building a broad-based consensus among all the states in order to ensure a smooth and timely implementation of the reforms. The GST Council is expected to take up the GOM's recommendations in its upcoming meeting with an aim to implement the changes within the current financial year. Experts from industry and tax consultancy firms have welcomed the proposed reforms, with many highlighting their potential to simplify tax compliance, reduce litigation and enhance competitiveness for Indian businesses. The reforms are also expected to provide a much-needed boost to consumption and demand, particularly for MSMEs and sectors affected by higher compliance costs under the current structure. That's all for now. Stay tuned to the Savera for more updates. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel.